Today on 10-Minute IT Jams, we are joined by Mark Reddy, who is the Head of Growth and Spend Management at Portt. Portt, an advanced company, is the fastest growing provider of SaaS procurement, contract and supplier management products across Australia and New Zealand. Mark joins us today to tell us more about Portt and what trends Portt is seeing in the APAC region. Thank you for coming along, Mark, and welcome to the Jam.
Pleasure. Thanks. Good to see you, Tom.
Good to see you as well. Well, let's get straight into it. For a business that hasn't worked with Portt before, what are your key products and offerings?
Yeah, thanks very much. So Portt, an advanced company. Advanced is the second largest provider of software and services across the UK. We were acquired a little over 12 months ago. As a company, our products range, we've got a toolkit which we umbrella under what's called spend management technology. So our toolkit ranges from procurement planning tools that helps an enterprise, and we work in the large government and moderate to large enterprise space. It helps an organization manage their procurement planning activities. So from somebody in a business who needs to buy 50,000 of these through to somebody who needs to run a large capital works engagement, our products help with the full procurement life cycle. So what do I need? Why do I need it? Who are the suppliers in the market that can serve that for me? And runs the whole way through that sourcing process. So automating the request for quote process, the request for proposal process, doing closed and open public and private tender exercises to ultimately get to that stage of awarding a contract to a vendor as efficiently as possible. Within the suite, we've then got a set of contract management tools as well. Really what we're doing is we're helping businesses digitize the way that they request contracts, approve contracts, manage that contracting process, all the way through to things like digital e-signature, knowing in our remote world that people can't run to printers anymore. Enveloping all of that, Tom, is a suite of supplier management solutions as well. We call this our supplier lifecycle management platform. And this is around how do businesses engage with their suppliers more effectively. It manages administrative tasks like getting the right assessment criteria off a supplier. Are they cyber secure? Do we have the right insurances and certificates? All the way through to tracking and managing the assessment criteria like ESG conformance, performance, conformance to SLAs, etc. So it's back of house stuff. It's not sexy, but it's really important, that procurement lifecycle.
Well, I guess following up from that, what are your most recent improvements or innovations in your offerings?
Yeah, awesome. Look, it's a really good question, Tom, because procurement technology has been around for a while. When we first started on this journey back in 2015, there were circa 40 e-procurement solutions in the market. There's well over 600 now. And the biggest thing that we're trying to penetrate and have released recently is that supplier collaboration space. Gartner, Forrester, Hackett, all the major research houses show that chief procurement officers and chief financial officers want to focus on improving collaboration with their suppliers. So we've built a supplier collaboration hub that makes it effortless and actually makes it an experience for the supplier to want to come in and engage with the different customers that they do business with. It's about removing the friction points for how businesses engage with their suppliers and making it easy for them to find work, discover opportunities, to be asked a question once and be able to share that with everybody that they do business with. So that's supplier collaboration space. We call it the supplier portal, commonly known. That's really where we've focused recently in our innovation.
Well, I guess if those are the new innovations, what trends are your product development teams laser focused on next?
Building on the supplier collaboration piece, it's just continuing to find those friction points in the experience. Internally, we talk a lot about what's called procurement customer experience, and it challenges customers, and this is our product team's focus, to think about, let me wind back, Tom. Procurement touches more customer groups and interfaces with more customer groups than any other function in a business. If you think about them, they're a central cog. They face externally to prospective suppliers, current suppliers, and then all of the business. So it's about identifying all of those different customer user journeys, I suppose, where all the friction and equally where the delight areas are, and working on automating those areas. Look, obviously we're right in the thick of the ChatGPT lens right now. So people, specifically the non-procurement or the non-frequent buyer, they've got their habits for how they go and source things in their personal life and their business life. They jump into Google, they do their research, and then they go and inform themselves that way. So it's a lot of it is around generative AI capabilities, and it's around removing friction for any manual task that exists. And importantly, serving up data based on historic and community insights at every point where somebody needs to make a decision.
Well, I guess now, what infrastructure or resources do you have in the APAC market?
Yeah, so we're an Australian business. We operate across Australia and New Zealand. Our head office is in Sydney. I'm based up at our New South Wales regional office in Newcastle. So we spread a large portion of our teams across these two offices. Our advanced colleagues since acquisition have a large office down in Melbourne, I beg your pardon. And I did say Wellington for a reason, because we've got offices in Wellington and Auckland as well. Across the region, we've got circa 45 staff that work for us. So local offices, local time zone. What's really important to us is be Australia and New Zealand's answer to enterprise grade procurement solutions.
Well, I guess finally, to finish off, if an enterprise end user wanted to engage with Portt, what is the best way to reach out?
Look, we're a technology company, we're a software company, but we're a people business first and foremost, Tom. So we're all very visible on LinkedIn's, on our social networks. We all really take a really important piece of pride for us, or a point of pride, is making sure we're in the community, stimulating the community. So if a procurement professional is not already connected with one of us, I'd be surprised. But obviously portt.com, our main website, there's really easy channels to get in touch with us there. And if you're not ready to get in touch, we really pride ourselves on making that digital space a place that you can go and educate yourself, understand the problems that the profession's facing, engage with some of our content and software demonstrations before you pick up the phone and speak to one of our people.
Well, it has been fantastic having you on the Jam, Mark. It's been wonderful to hear more about Portt and what you guys do. We look forward to hearing more from Portt in the near future.
Likewise, Tom, always good to speak to a fellow Kiwi. Cheers for that.